tell people how it is. And if some people like you, love you, or hate you, that's not even my business. It's the idea of, instead of spending money on billboards, magazine ads, TV commercials, movie previews, YouTube ads, it's the idea of word of mouth. It's not even about really the product so much, the physical product so much, it's about freedom.
You're listening to the Radcast. If it's radical, we cover it. Here's your host, Ryan Alford.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the latest edition of the Radcast. We're talking growth today. We're talking success engineering. We're talking to Alex Morton. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Happy to be here.
Hey, brother. It's good to have you. You came, I'll just say this. You'd hit my radar a little bit, but the people that I really trust, that I really like, go, you need to talk to Alex Morton. And I said, all right, I want to talk to Alex Morton. And
I appreciate that.
So I know you're a best-selling author, man of mystery. I know we're going to get into all that, all those things. I know you got a lot cooking. Momentum creator, growth catalyst. I'm like, this guy must be in marketing. I liked it as soon as I started reading about you. What's going on, man? I mean, where's home today?
Yeah, well, 2022 is off to a jumping start. We just got done with a U.S. tour. We're building our dream home in Vegas. We just bought some property in Tulum. Just landed last night in Beverly Hills, and things are just moving and grooving. So grateful to be here with you. Thanks for having me, and this is going to be fun. Yeah, absolutely.
Damn, I need to get on your agenda there and buying some property in Tulum. We go down there a lot, my wife and I, and so we'll have to sidebar on that after the show sometime. But that's cool, man. I want to, I'm sure. Again, you've hit my radar. I'm sure there's a lot of our audience that may have hit the radar, but let's just pretend they haven't. Let's start wherever you want to start. I mean, I want to, kind of give them your background, your history, kind of your success journey, and then we'll dig into some of the specifics of what you're doing, what you're seeing out there.
Yeah. So I was born in Houston, Texas. I'm 32 years old. I was born in Houston, middle-class America. Saw mom and dad working super hard at a young age. They were in home building. Then they had a massive bankruptcy in the mid 90s. And then they got into the insurance business. So we went from like Houston, Texas to 6 months in West Virginia, which I would not recommend to anybody. Hopefully that doesn't offend anybody on the call, right? But eventually landed in Bexley, Ohio, small town. And really at 14, 15, 16, my dad gives me, Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think Big and Kick Ass by Donald Trump, right? So I'm like looking at business and entrepreneurship and being my own boss. And, in school, I did okay. I made the honor roll a few times, football, basketball, tennis, whatever. But I was never interested in like what they were talking to me in the classrooms. I was always into business and marketing and, sales and doing something big. So at 18, I left cold Ohio. I went to Arizona State for college, and over there, I fell into real estate, actually. At 18, I saw $1 million listing. I went and got my real estate license at literally just 18 years old. I was wheeling and dealing. I was stealing agents' listings, marketing them as my own on campus, making some money. And then I fell into a specific industry, and I've been there now for almost 12 years. And I was just super fortunate to hit something at a great time, because there was an industry out there that never really had young people marketing. And I saw it and I said, man, if these older folks can make 30, 40, 50, 100K a month, I think young people can really blow this sucker out of the water internationally. And that's where, I made my first $1 million at 24. And it was kind of like this rock bottom to rock star to rock bottom again. And now, thankfully, I'm back doing some amazing things. So it's been a hell of a 12 years. I've spoken in 75 countries around the world. I've made a lot of money. I've spent a lot of money. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've made a lot of good decisions. And now I'm sitting here talking on the Radcast. So it's been fun.
Radical, I would say. It is a journey. A lot to unpack there. I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to come back to some of the timeline there. And I know you talk about this. I watched some of your speaking stuff. You're really dynamic, and I really enjoyed. Like just there's an authenticity to you, man. That really kind of struck me, which was like, I don't know. It's like it wasn't overly produced. It wasn't, but it was still polished. But it was authentic, and I think that's probably had something to do with your success, if I had to guess. I don't know if you hear that a lot.
Well, a lot of people, it's like you can always tell someone that maybe made $100,000 one time in a month or even a year, and everything's got to be super formulated and organized, all this kind of stuff. And one of my good friends and mentors, Grant Cardone, which a lot of people know, I love the guy so much, not just because he's a good dude, but he's so raw and real. And he's like, I'm going to tell you the way it is because I've done it. And I feel at my age, are there people that have made more money than me? Absolutely. But being able to earn, dozens of millions of dollars in your low 30s, you learn a lot of stuff. And I feel like I know how to just give people the truth. So why mess around with all the marshmallows and rainbows? Just tell people how it is. And if some people like you, love you, or hate you, that's not even my business. My business is to give people the formula to go out there and win. And that's that.
What defines success for you? What defines success for Alex Morton?
Well, it's changed, man. at 21, when I'm making no money a month and I see the possibility of making $40,000 a month, I wanted to party, have fun, spend money, cars, watches, clothes, all this kind of stuff. And now at 32, in my personal growth journey, obviously has, extrapolated out. Right. Money to me is just one of the spokes on the wheel. Like for me, I have my biggest goal now is to be the best husband. I'm newly married, right? The best husband I could possibly be the best leader I could possibly be. So I feel like money is a massive part of success, but it's really living on purpose, being fulfilled at the end of the day. And a lot of people say, I just want to go change people's lives and I want to help people. And to me, it's like, I want to make a ton of money, but I want to do it by helping a lot of people and making a difference. So that's where I kind of sit now on this idea of success. And I also believe it's a moving target, right? You have an entrepreneur get to $100,000 a year, immediately they want $200,000 a year, right? So it's this progressive realization of what you really want. That's what I would say.
Yep. I love it, brother. So I know you didn't really say it. I know you're the man of mystery, but when we talk about this industry, being in it 12 years, what exactly are we talking about?
Network marketing. It's network marketing. And listen, I'm one of the highest paid, probably the most money ever earned under 35. And that's not ego. I'm a very humble guy. It's just, that's what it is. Right.
Yep.
But there's there's pros to our industry. There's cons. Some people love us. Some people, despise the industry. But I've used this as the platform to build my name, my brand. You know who I am, right?
Yep.
And to also impact people in 75 countries around the world. So for me, it's been a great environment for growth.
Network marketing comes with a stigma, right? But
absolutely.
And I feel like you're breaking it daily. So how do you define network marketing?
Well, it's the idea of, instead of spending money on billboards, magazine ads, TV commercials, movie previews, YouTube ads, it's the idea of word of mouth. And obviously, it works. It makes sense. Like you look at these companies like Amway, Arbonne, Mary Kay, right? They're doing $5 billion, $7 billion a year. And it works. So I think network marketing, this is my opinion, doesn't mean it's fact.
Sure.
I think it's the best opportunity for someone that doesn't have a surplus of cash to go start a business. They can get started for $200, $300, $400, $500. It's not guaranteed, but they can get to 6, 7, and even 8 figures a year through hard work, learning, persistence. But there is a stigma because there's a lot of people in our profession that do it super bad, super wrong. They market it terrible. They say it's a get rich overnight thing. Dude, it's not a get rich quick. It takes time just like anything else. but yeah, I mean, network marketing's given me my shit. It's given me a lot, man. So
what good. Are we, what product, like over the years, I mean, network, you obviously are pushing certain products, certain services, you know, what have been, you know, I don't know, the cash cows of the 12 years. If you could talk about it.
100%. Yeah. So in 2011, where I really hit my first home run was a healthy energy drink. So imagine I'm in college. I'm at Arizona State, #1 party school in the country, right?
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's slamming Red Bull, Rockstar, Monster. And I'm like, dude, instead of drinking that, drink this. You're going to get paid for it. It went viral. I was like at Ohio State. I was at Michigan State. I was at ASU. I was at University of Texas in Austin. Tens of thousands of young people just going bonkers with this thing. And then I kind of grew up and I realized, you know what, people, it's not even about really the product so much, the physical product so much, it's about freedom. So I fell into a company where I've been now for 6 years, and it's obviously been the grand slam of my career, where it's real financial education. So it's cryptocurrency, it's Forex, it's e-com, right? And it's just education. We don't invest money, we don't make money on brokers, right? But we give people some of the education that if they grew up in the middle class America or in Ecuador or Peru or in poverty, dude, their parents never taught them about how to make money, how to multiply money, how to save money on taxes, right? Yep. So now that's what I've been a part of, and that's been the biggest catalyst, you know, financially for sure in my career. Yep.
So crypto and NFTs and so anything and everything that's kind of falling out of digital currency, so to speak, you're educating. So there's an education that you do and promote, and there's a network aspect and I guess a layering of compensation for that education.
So we've got great traders and educators that teach people how to trade and multiply money and all that. And then there's people like me that are sales, marketing, leadership, momentum, because I've been a part of close to probably 2 billion now in team sales. So I go in there and help just explode the marketplaces and build the business.
What's your key to success in sales?
I mean, asking me that at 32, I think it has a lot to do with just telling the truth. In 2022, I feel like there's so much overhyped nonsense. And when you just tell a prospect, whether it's car sales, insurance, network marketing, ad agency, when you just tell people the deal, this is what it is, this is what it costs, I feel like you're going to close more deals instead of running around the bush all the time and overhyping, under-delivering. So I think telling the truth, being transparent, but I think it has a lot to do with confidence and how the salesperson sees themselves, literally their self-image of who they are. I think that's a big factor when it comes to closing small deals or, you know, multi-million-dollar deals.
So I know you guys are doing tours. I know you've been on the road a ton. What's that process? I mean, is that, you know, getting people to these events and promoting the education? I mean, talk to me about that as kind of part of your ecosystem.
Yeah, so I was just in, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Arizona, Dallas, Texas, Chicago, DC, Maryland, New York, and then Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then Miami, Florida a couple of days ago. And again, at these in these environments, right? Like sometimes we'll have people get up and they'll talk about how they grew their account from 0 to 1 or 2 or 3 million in crypto or Forex trading. But for me, being one of the more featured speakers, I guess you could say, right?
Yeah.
I go in there and I talk about how I went from a broke college kid to, a multi-millionaire. And I really it really boils down to just the age-old success principles that you can hear from Think and Grow Rich and Earl Nightingale, my mentor, Bob Proctor. But I kind of tailor it to like the millennial generation. Because a lot of young people, man, they don't want to listen to somebody with white hair. It is what it is. But they'll listen to a young guy with a Rolls Royce and some big houses and some jewelry. But then you kind of blind them with like, hey, this is what I have and this is what I've done. But then you give them real information that they can apply and actually change their life if they want to.
What's been like when you look back, we'll focus on the 12 years. Like, talk to me about some pinnacles, like some things that like oh shit, I had no idea that was going to happen, and it happened, and you may not have even appreciated it in the moment, but like, do you ever reflect? And look, you're only fucking 32 years old. I mean, you got your whole life in front of you still, but you've obviously done and seen and accomplished a lot in those 12 years. I mean, talk to me about some things you look back on and have that kind of reflection.
Yeah, immediately there was a moment in 2014 where I was walking into, or 2013, I was walking into another presentation, right? Because in our business back then, it was, you know, living room after living room after living room, and then it was hotels after hotels, and then it turned into arenas after, you know, we went to Lagos, Nigeria, and 5,000 people show up, right? But I was walking into a room, and I'm 23 years old, and the CEO of my first company calls me, and he said, you know what I just did? I said, what? He said, I just looked at your commissions. I paid you $1 million faster than I've ever paid anybody in my career. You're the youngest and fastest ever to do it. And in the moment I was walking into a presentation, it didn't even like register in my mind. And I talk about that now because I was so busy being effective and productive. I wasn't even thinking about the numbers, but there's been a lot of moments, man. Like when I remember walking on stage for the first time in front of, it was like 7,500 people in Las Vegas. And right before I went on, all of a sudden, I was just overwhelmed with emotion. Dude, I just couldn't stop crying. I don't know what the hell was going on with me. But I was just so proud of myself, you know, going from getting kicked out of the dorm rooms, getting handcuffed in Tempe, Arizona at 18 to now, holy shit, look where I am. But there's been a lot of moments. There's also been some major downfalls, right? I went from almost $2 million to down to less than 90K in my savings account, 30 pounds overweight, pretty much depressed and anxiety, crying myself to sleep, freaking out. So there's been a lot of moments of pinnacles of success. And there's been a lot of moments of, dude, this is like, if this isn't rock bottom, I don't know what the hell it is. But I feel like all of those moments make me and make us who we are. At the end of that, it builds our character and it builds our, you know, it builds our passion for what we're doing.
100%, 100% right. The journey is everything, but anyone that tells you the journey is one straight line is both full of it and never really had a true journey. I do want to talk to you a bit about more specifics around crypto and those things, you know, because I think, you know, we have a pretty affluent audience, but we have a pretty mixture of, you know, I don't know if I'd say those white hairs. I don't know if we're quite there or not. And if you're white hair out there listening, you know, apologies or whatever. But I do think there's still as much knowledge as there is out there, and you can read about this stuff. There's still this air of unknown and mystery, kind of with blockchain and crypto. So, give my listeners, like, you know, I know we're going to link to it, how they can find out all about this stuff through all your channels, but let's give them a little taste for, you know, just some of the general principles you're kind of talking about. They're kind of part of your, I guess, crypto Bible.
Yeah, I mean, well, first off, you know, I'm a part of one of the largest financial educational companies on the planet right now, right? And I'll tell you, in 2016, I did not know what Forex was, and I knew Bitcoin, but I didn't know what the hell Bitcoin was at all. And honestly, I was not an early adapter. I was like, dude, this is digital. It's weird. I don't even know what is it, what's going on. But again, right, when you're ignorant about something, it doesn't mean you're stupid. It means you just don't understand it, right? So I kind of dove into it, and I had these different conversations and I was shaking hands with people that were really doing this. And I'm like, you know what? This truly is the future, right? The idea of a decentralized currency, not just Bitcoin, but these currencies that go, you know, peer to peer without all this government, you know, interaction and taxes and all this crazy stuff. And then you fast forward to 2022 and you got people like Gary Vee, you know, staking his whole existence on NFTs and cryptocurrency. I would say to the listeners out there, this is what I tell people. Whatever income you're earning from your job or your business, take a small percentage of that monthly and put it in to some of these projects that sound good to you. I am not a rocket scientist. I got kicked out of Arizona State's business school, man. You don't have to be a mathematician, right? But I've been able to earn lots of money because I'm taking advice from people that know what the hell they're talking about, right? So I would say go find some good people that understand crypto, NFTs, and all these things, and just look at some of these numbers, right? How big these companies are, their projects, the founders, right? And put some money, and this is not financial advice, but Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything linked to the meta world and the metaverse, right? These are coins that they could 2x, they could 3x. Dude, some of them can 15x. We put money, my wife and I put $50K in Shiba coin. My buddy came over with his barber from New York. He's like, you got to get a cut from my barber. And he's like, yo, put some money in Shiba. And I didn't even mean to do it, but I did 10 and 20. I'm like, you know what? Let's just put 50K in there. Dude, that 50K turned into a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think tread lightly. I still think it's a little bit of gambling in there. And I'll say that because I always tell the truth.
Yep.
But if you can do your due diligence and find some good projects you're about, I think it's a no-brainer to put a little bit of money into some of these projects and look where this will be 5-10 years down the road.
Yeah, it's been interesting, and I think that's good advice. There's a layer of gambling to it, and I think starting small is key. Like I'll even give my own story. Like I made like 10 grand in Dogecoin off like $500 at the beginning of the year. Now, admittedly, I cashed that out and left like 2 grand in there, and it sat there and it's worth about $300 today. Now,
right.
But it's been in this floundering moment the last like 6 or 7. I mean, it's not been just a month. It's just been in this weird flounder. And I know there's been coins that have come like Shiba and others that have probably, if I was plugged into it every day. And I'm not mad about it. I did probably exactly the advice you gave. And I think there's people out there. But it's like, at the end of the day, though, we're going on like 8 months here with Doge and Ether and all this stuff that's just kind of, it's not like flatlining, but it's just like up, down, 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 up. I mean, what's going on with just like the current marketplace?
I mean, right now, obviously it's bloody, right? It's red.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would say when there's blood in the streets, that's massive opportunity for the 1 to 5%, right? So we dove a little bit more deeper in some of these coins and stuff. But my take on it, man, I really think there's these whales, right? And I think there's people with hundreds of millions, probably tens of billions of dollars collectively. And these, I'm not saying just men, these men and women go in and they play with the market. I mean, one little news flash of Kazakhstan's going to outlaw Bitcoin, dude, they can tank the whole dang market. So I think there's a lot of manipulation in it. And that's why I think education is so powerful, because like in our company, for example, whether these coins go up or down, our customers can make money. And I think that's key if you're really trying to maximize, what's going on in the markets. But again, I would say just like the stock market, crypto is something that's new, it's fresh. There's a lot of big mouthpieces behind it, and just tread lightly and put some money in there, and you're gonna hopefully, God willing, be super excited and happy 5-10 years down the road.
How would you describe, NFTs? So like someone's listening, they've seen Gary Vee stuff, they kind of get it, they don't kind of get it. Have you mastered the NFTs for Dummies guidebook?
No, I mean, honestly, no, I haven't. And even a couple months ago, I literally thought they were just these pixelated images on the damn computer screen that people were paying money for them. Then my cousin, who's actually really deep into it, I think he's got 50 or so NFTs. 2 of my business partners just bought these mutant apes for $300,000. I mean, it's crazy. But it's not about the picture and the image, it's the utility, right? So like Gary Vee, you buy this Alex the ape, and then what that gets you is 5 FaceTimes with him per year, right? So, or Snoop Dogg's collection, you buy this frog smoking a joint, and you get to go to Snoop Dogg's concert once a year in the meta world. So I think it's these images and these pictures, right? And some of them look cool, some of them look crazy and stupid, but it's all about, it's the utility, right? And I think the big word there is the community you get to be a part of. Like if you buy in something that Neymar, Messi, Rihanna is a part of, dude, you're in a Telegram chat with Rihanna and Beyonce. I mean, there's some positives there. But no, I haven't mastered the NFT thing, but I got friends that have. And again, just taking advice, and applying the advice from people that know what they're talking about.
What's the Alex Morton formula for success? When you look back and you go, I know you talk about this, and we can go anybody. We're going to reference all your links, but you need to go check out Alex on YouTube, see some of his speeches. He's dynamic. But But when you think about it, like what are those things that have made you successful?
One, it's knowing exactly what people want. And it sounds so cliche and it sounds so kindergarten level, but if you speak to most 38-year-old men and women in America or the United Kingdom, or where I've been in Poland and Russia, whatever, most people don't even know what they want. So I think getting super clear on what you want, the vision you have for you in your life. And then number two, very, very fast there, you got to find your vehicle. I'm not hating on religion. I believe in God. I'm very spiritual, but a lot of people go to temples, mosques, and churches on Sundays and Fridays. They get pumped up with all this positive information and they have nowhere to apply it. So I think you got to have a vehicle and an opportunity. Maybe it's network marketing. Maybe it's interning at a big company like yours. Maybe it's going to work for some fashion designer in Beverly Hills to learn what's going on. So I think knowing what you want, finding the vehicle and opportunity, knowing who your quote mentors is going to be, that's going to guide you. Like at 21, I had a guy making 40 grand a month at 25. And I said, dude, tell me what to do. I'm going to go do it. He told me what to do. I went and did it. And then I got to 40 grand a month. Right. So knowing what you want, your vision, finding your vehicle and opportunity, finding the right people to listen to. And then I think there's a beautiful balance of working on yourself spiritually and then working hard in the physical. I'm not one of these guys, these gurus that say, oh, just think about money and $1 million is going to hit you in the side of your head. I don't think that's real. But I think you need the law of attraction and to learn what that actually is and how to manifest. But you got to also move your ass and get to work. I was doing 17 hours a day for probably 6 years straight. So it's hard work, it's persistence, it's consistency, it's the ability to block out negative people. Some of them may have your same last name. They may love you very, very much. And they may say, you know what? I don't think you should start that business. You shouldn't go start an ad agency because it's going to cost too much money. It's not going to work, right? So it's the ability to grow yourself personally, learn leadership, sales, marketing, all those skills, but also learn how to use your imagination. Learn how to build a really positive self-image. Learn how to go out there and build solid relationships. But at the end of it, for like momentum, I truly believe it's desire, vision, and it's work ethic, man. I talk all over the world and I tell people, you can't find me one athlete, musician, actor, business owner that didn't have to work their butt off to get where they are. So there's a lot there. That's why I do seminars and books and all this kind of stuff. But it's solid principles that if people can apply them, they can go out there and they can win in whatever it is they're doing.
I love it, man. Good advice. A lot there. That I could say that might be a highlight clip on its own right there. We do highlight clips from the show. I think we just got a nice 90-second highlight clip coming. Obviously we're a marketing and business podcast. It's been interesting. I was having a conversation with my people. Like, I think being in an ad agency and we do a ton of content, like, I think we like outsmart ourselves sometimes. And I've been digesting a lot of stuff. And, they say that like the average education's like, I don't know, 6th grade or something like that. Like, and I look at sometimes like the simplest things seem to work. Like, like I go watch some of these guys that are making, I guess it was like, who was the guy on YouTube, Nick? The Mr. Huge or not Huge. Number one,
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. And all these guys that make, hundreds or tens of millions of dollars on YouTube and otherwise, or even the Logan Paul, Jake Paul, like the concepts are not complex,
Right.
I mean, it's like the simplicity of some of the stuff, but the hooks, and I know you've got a pretty good following on YouTube and you do your stuff. I mean, I don't know your perspective on all that.
Yeah, we actually just made some pretty dynamic changes. For the first, when Gary V started Daily V, we started Daily Grind, and we just weren't consistent with it. So we got up to like 70 episodes and then we stopped because we just stopped and that was a stupid move. But everything's transitioned, right? Like we used to film everything and do all these polished videos with these crazy edits and very cinematic. And then I'm talking to my internal team and they're like, dude, The Rock, Kevin Hart, the most viewed people on Instagram. Instagram's our biggest platform, right? Yeah. They're taking selfie videos with an iPhone. And we're over here trying to find these fancy schmancy editors, but that stuff's not that's not going at the velocity of turning on my iPhone and just talking to the people and being a real dude, you know, with a beard. I need to go to the barber. You know, what's going on? I think transparency, being raw and real, that's winning. And you know more than me about this stuff, but I think that's winning more today than these dynamic, polished, you know, $1,000 edited videos where you look like this perfect speaker in a perfect world. You look at Grant Cardone, man. He has blown the hell up in the last 5 years. And half the time he's talking on his damn cell phone and just posting it and just being a real dude. So that's my take. We made a big switch. I cut my expenses down on video editing, and we're having more of a reach now by me just being more of me and not more of, you know, video editing, photoshopping, all this crazy stuff.
Yeah. You on TikTok?
I know I should be.
That's what everyone I talk to says.
I'm not. I don't know. It's just it's so many freaking platforms, man.
I know. You need to hire a TikTok team. You'll blow up. Yeah. You're already blown up. You'll blow up even more. It's called an 18-year-old. You know,
dude, they're kids, man, and they're freaking going viral off of whatever the hell they're doing on there, dancing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's more than dancing now. It's a lot of money on TikTok.
I know.
What is the Alex Morton brand? Like, what legacy are we wanting to leave?
Big. I think it's dreaming big. It's following proven formulas and principles for success. It's backed by a lot of real results. And now it's transitioning into just living a life on purpose and being fulfilled, because, you know, people say that the ultimate failure is success without fulfillment, right? And a lot of people younger than me, right, when I was 18, 21, 25, I thought, oh, Rolls Royce, mansions, Rolex watches, going to the club and spending 10K with your buddies is pure happiness. And then you do that for a certain period of time, and you're like, dude, this is like a freaking black hole of like sadness. I mean, I'll never forget 3 years ago, I walked off the stage in Lima, Peru, and I was making at the time a lot of money a month, right? It doesn't matter. And I felt alone in a hotel room, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't feel good. I feel sick. And I'm like, I don't have real purpose and fulfillment. I'm just over here chasing this damn money. So I think my brand, it's transitioning into, listen, you know, you can make a lot of money, but also back it by like real purpose and fulfillment. Like, you have to do other things that are not just centered around just solely making money. I think health, you know, happiness, you know, I'm excited to be, you know, a father, hopefully in the next 2 to 3 years. So I think I want to make it cool to be young, wealthy, married, and have kids and still build a massive freaking business and, you know, just help change the lives of people all over the world. That's on my heart right now. As I transition into more so, instead of just network marketing, doing like Alex Morton. You know, we're about to do a big event in January 2023. We're working on the venue right now, and it's gonna be me, right? Just doing my thing, and programs and books and all this wonderful stuff to go out there and teach people the same stuff that helped me, you know, live the life I'm living today.
Hey man, you may be 32, but you're figuring it out, brother. I love it. Hey man, where can everybody, I really appreciate the time. Where can everybody learn more about Alex Morton, follow along with your journey, you know, read some of your kick-ass books? Where's all the places they can find you?
Yeah, right now it's Alex Morton Mindset on Instagram, Alex Morton Mindset on YouTube, and our brand new website should be up in the next 90 days. And my second book also will be out in the next 4 to 6 months. My first book was Dorm Room to Millionaire. I started writing it right when I made my first million, and now I'm writing another one, you know, what, seven or 8 years later. So a lot of good stuff coming in the pipeline. That's for sure, to help people get to that next level.
Hey man, I really appreciate the rawness, the realness, and the references were on point. So I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you too, man. It's been fun.
Hey, man, you know where to find Alex Morton Mindset. He just told you. You know where we're at, the Radcast.com. Search for Alex Morton. You'll find all the highlight clips from today. You know where I'm at. I'm verified on all the platforms at Ryan Alford. We'll see you next time on the Radcast.